Hi everyone. So a little over a year ago I received this MVSX as a gift, and after putting some real time into it, I really enjoy it, with the exception of these buttons. They just have to go. They're just really mushy, and they just make playing these great games just a miserable experience. So if you have a similar complaint that I do, I'm going to show you a really easy and relatively affordable way to really upgrade this machine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the boring stuff out of the way. This is everything you're going to need to do this project. First up, you're going to need a flathead and a Phillips head screwdriver. Next up, you're going to need a button. I went with the Suzo Hap Convex Competition Long Stem push buttons. I chose these because the buttons inside the MVSX are not the standard 30mm that you would see for something like Sanwa. You can make Sanwa fit in here, but you're gonna have to do some drilling and dremeling out the holes a little bit, and this is just meant to be a much simpler option. Next up, we have the micro switches. In these, I have the D44X 75 gram micro switches. These actually come with the button. The last thing you're gonna need is a pair of female 0.187 to male 0.110 conversion wires. And again, you're going to need a pair for every button that you're replacing. All of these parts were found on Focus Attack's website, and with shipping, this order cost roughly $42. And now that all that's done, we can finally get to work on the actual project. Okay, first things first, make sure that you unplug your machine, and then here on the side, you'll see these three covers. Just go ahead and take your flathead screwdriver and pry those off. They should come off pretty easily, but just try to make sure you don't scar the side of your machine. Next up, just take your Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew those three bolts. There'll be another 3 set of bolts and covers on the other side. Go ahead and make sure you remove those as well. Once you get those bolts removed, you'll be able to slide out the arcade deck, and just be very careful of that ribbon cable that connects to the monitor. So you're just going to want to reach in and wiggle it back and forth slightly, and you'll be able to detach it from the deck. From here, you'll be able to flip the deck upside down, and you'll be able to get a good look at the inside of it, and you can see that all of the buttons are nicely color-coded with their corresponding cable. From here, you can start carefully detaching cables from the buttons. Normally, I would recommend doing these one at a time. However, again, since they are all color-coded, it is a far simpler procedure to just remove all of them in one go. If they do give you any trouble, as this one has, you can take your flathead screwdriver and, again, very carefully pry the connector away from the prongs of the button. Once that's done, you can proceed to loosen the securing nut from around each of the buttons and then remove them from the deck. Once all of those have been removed, you can go ahead and take your new button and place it wherever you would like. I chose to put the colors in the same spots that they were with the original, and then you're just going to make sure that the end that has the securing knobs are on the left side and facing up, and then you're just going to loosely attach the securing nut, as adjustments will probably need to be made for the button's positioning at a later point. Okay, from here I'm going to sit the deck to the side, and I'm going to proceed to start attaching my wiring harnesses to my micro switches. The color of the harness does not really matter for this, it just helps with color coding to know your live and your ground. What is important is that one of them is attached to one of the 2 gold prongs on the switch, and the other is attached to the silver prong. And then you're just going to proceed to do this for all of the switches for all of the buttons that you're going to replace. Okay, from here we're going to move back to the deck, and you're going to proceed to press the switch into the button. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a difficult thing to shoot, so I have another video of me doing it with a spare button. What you're going to do is you're going to line the hole up on the switch with the knob on the button, and then slide it down so that the other 2 holes line up with the other 2 knobs. It's going to be a very tight fit, but the plastic will lightly flex and give you enough room to pop the button into place. Okay, from here you're just going to take 2 of the corresponding same color cables. Again, it doesn't matter which of the ends of the cable you use, just make sure that they are both the same color and that they are both connecting to the exact same button. And you're just going to repeat that process for all of the buttons that you replace. At this point, I would also recommend reattaching the ribbon cable to the deck and testing each of your buttons. The MVSX comes with a great feature that allows you to remap any button to any action, so this is a great way to test. And then then just maybe run through a game to see how you like it. But that's it, everyone. If everything appears to be working, you can go ahead and reattach those 6 bolts and those 6 covers, and you're all done. I hope this video helps you not only do this modification, but breathes a little bit more life back into this machine, as, at least to me, it makes the games far more enjoyable to play, as I don't feel like I'm ever missing an input now because the button is just mushy or not responsive. But that's it, everyone. Bye.